Hey everybody, this is David from Soft Wash Evolution. In this video, I'm going to be washing a house, cleaning some gutters, and doing a patio for this long-term customer that I have right here behind me. But I'm also going to be doing a very often overlooked add-on service that I see almost no other wash guys on YouTube anyway, ever even attempting. So we're going to do that in this video. Here we go. When I say often overlooked, there's a lot of guys on YouTube who do fleet washing, and then there's a lot of guys who do the house washing, soft washing stuff like I do. Not very many people combine the two. I'll do fleet washing for a very few select clients, like commercial clients. They'll have a fleet of trucks, they'll have me come in and wash them. A lot of times it doesn't really work out because the trucks are rolling from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, and they want them done in the middle of the night or like early on a weekend morning. That just doesn't work with my schedule. Or sometimes people will call and say, hey, I just got 2 or 3 trucks. Maybe they're leases, or they just got them, or maybe they're getting a new wrap on a trailer, so they want to get it cleaned before. I'll take those customers. They're usually commercial, like I said, a little bit more of a pain to schedule. But every now and then I get a residential customer like this where I'm cleaning the house, gutters, and the patio, and they've got behind me right there, if you can see it, an RV. So that's what I'm gonna wash in this video. Show you how to get it done, add a couple $100 onto the total of this bill. So there you have it. This is the customer's RV. I don't know anything about RVs as far as the brand and the type. I know they're based off of a bus frame, so they're like 55 feet long. They're painted. Some of this is a vinyl wrap. And this customer, they're a little bit older, and they even said they haven't got to use this thing this year yet. So the sun's right there, but you can see how dirty this thing is. A lot of dirt, a lot of pine needles. We are covered in the trees. They have this thing backed right into this little gravel add-on driveway here behind their house. And it is just covered in a lot of road. They used it, they said, last fall, and they put it away this whole year, and they haven't had a chance to use it yet. They're a little bit older, some health issues going on, so they haven't had a chance to use it. So the whole front is covered in just bugs and road debris. You can see down here, I know the sun's washing it all out. Just a lot of dirt. The aluminum wheels are real rough. Tires are pretty new though. And up top is the main concern. So I'll take you up there first. The first thing I do when I do this thing, because I've done it before, it comes with this little plastic ladder attached to the back of these things. They're vertical, and yeah, they're bolted to it. Well, there's a couple of screws in there. I don't trust it. I'm not climbing that ladder. It's vertical and I have to carry my stuff with me. I take my aluminum ladder and I lean it right up against the top step up there. So it's leaning on the ladder, not on the RV itself. And I walk up that way, and I'll take my brush here. This is not the brush. If you've seen my other videos where I'm scrubbing gutters and scrubbing the moss off of roofs, this is not the brush for that. This is a much softer car wash brush. I keep it in the back of the truck, so I only use it for things like this. It's much cleaner. I just hooked it right there and got water all over the camera lens, so I'll wipe that off. Where are we? A little squeegee action there. So I'll take you up to the top. I'll leave this stuff down here for now because I'm carrying the camera. And I'll show you what the roof of this place looks like. One thing with these RVs, trucks, anything, if you're used to washing houses, you don't put bleach on vehicles, even if there is algae and stuff growing on them. I know the roof of these things is like, you can see it up here, all that. It's like a rubber membrane, and bleach is not friendly to it. So I've got an all-purpose cleaner in that brush that I'm gonna scrub with. All the dirt and things like that, yeah, soap, we'll get that off. We'll climb up here. You gotta be really careful where you walk. You're not supposed to step too close to those vents or air conditioners or anything like that. I've gotta get all these pine needles and sticks off of here. This is all some growth. It's organic, it's slime. We'll use our cleaner to get that off, knock all these pine needles out from the awnings. Air conditioners and skylights we'll stay away from. And we'll get this thing cleaned right up, make it look a lot better. So we'll jump down, get my hose and everything up here, continue the video up here. Actually, the first thing I'm gonna do, after I knock all these pine needles down, is I'm gonna wet the whole side. The stuff I'm gonna use is safe on paint, obviously, safe for the RV. And there's no grass or plants I'm worried about. It's just gravel and pine needles down there. But I'm still gonna wet everything, the sides of the RV, front and back, just so the paint stuff is protected with just some fresh water. So I'll hit that first, knock all these pine needles down, get the heavy stuff, and then we'll start applying our soap mix. It's an all-purpose cleaner, I'll show you that, and we'll get the top of this thing clean. So I'm up top here. I know the sun is kind of washing the lens out, but you can see what this stuff does. I'm laying down a layer. I didn't show you what this Chemex product is. I have the bottle of it down below. It's right, make sure I don't fall off the roof of this thing. It's down there. I'll show you what it looks like, but I have it just in a pump-up sprayer right here. And you can see what it does to break that stuff up. What I gotta do, just go across it with my brush. That's just my hand, obviously. I'll grab my brush right behind me and break up all that slime. And we'll do this one-handed. A little more agitation, and then I'm going to use a wide fan tip in my pressure washer. I'm not going to go at this with like a turbo nozzle or something. This is like a fiberglass roof with a membrane. You don't want to go at it too hard. But it's looking good. We'll let it dwell for a couple minutes and keep working it. Give it a rinse. All right, I just climbed down. You can see everything running off the roof and stuff. So I'm going to now apply to the back right here. I'll get my ladder out of the way, and this whole side because it's in the shade. I've got my brush leaned up against the side there. Everything's dripping wet because I wet all this before. And when I rinsed the roof, this is the product that I was using as an all-purpose cleaner and a degreaser. It's from Chemex. It's a heavy-duty truck wash and degreaser. It's got a dilution ratio chart right on it right there. You can downstream it if you want to. I just put it in a pump-up sprayer, or you can put it in a foam cannon. I have one of those too, and put it on the end of your pressure washing gun and apply. You know, some of them are advertised as a touch-free. If you look, there's a pH. This one has a very high pH. It's like a 13. You can go put one that's like a pH of 2 and then put your high pH. It's like mixing an acid and a base. All that is, sometimes these things market touch-free truck washes or car washes, whatever it is. It gets rid of dirt without scrubbing, without touching it. Yeah, just like anything else that's touch-free. You can wash your dishes touch-free too, but if you touch them, it gets them a whole lot better. So having an acid and a base, just think of that 6th grade science experiment you probably did with the volcano. Vinegar and baking soda, it's an acid and a base. They react and foam up. If you put two different soaps, one with a high pH, one with a low pH, they will react on that surface, whether it's painted a vinyl wrap like this, you know, painted aluminum, painted steel, painted fiberglass, doesn't matter what it is. They react on that surface and they foam up and make this great big show. And then they put a dye in it and a scent to make it look, and then they call it soap. Yeah, it does shock that dirt and get most of it away. Gets it about 70% clean. You know what gets it the rest of the way clean? Scrubbing it, just like anything else. So I'm going to apply to this thing, probably about, you know, the back and part of this side, rinse, do the same thing to the rest of this side, split it about halfway. The front is in full sun, so I'll have to do that on its own and get the other side. And I'll show you what this thing looks like when it's done. The aluminum wheels, like I said, this isn't like a full-on detailing. I'm not getting in here and polishing these aluminum wheels, having the polishing wheel in there and making them look like a mirror. That's a totally another line of service. That's like full-on detailing. I'm just getting this thing cleaned up so they can use it. And it's road ready, getting all the bugs off it. They probably should have done it after they used it last year, but you know, the thing sat all year getting gummed up here out back. But we'll get it cleaned up, and it's a couple $100 to do this, and then I gotta go wash the house and the gutters. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, we're wrapped up with the RV. It's still dripping wet, and I know you always have to wait for them to dry to see what they really look like, but I've got to wash the house and clean the gutters and everything. This thing is still dripping, but it looks great. Wheels and stuff, a lot better. They're not polished aluminum. They're not to chrome yet. I'm not going to be doing that. Not a detailing. They look a lot better. All the cobwebs, the pine needles, all that stuff is gone. Road gunk buildup. There's the sun's washing out the camera. Looks a lot better. I've got to get my ladder off the back here because I need it to go clean the gutters. So fleet washing is pretty common. I see a lot of guys marketing to that. Other guys are saying, you know, I can't get work. How do you get the add-on services? You're posting, you know, $250 to Facebook or Google, fighting with all your competitors about washing the cheapest house. You can make $250 doing something like this. Yeah, not every single customer is going to have an RV. I know you guys down south or out west, these things are everywhere because that's where the people from up here go all winter. That's where this thing will be. They go down there to, you know, the older generation loves the snowbirds. That's where they head. So they take these things down there. Boats are another big thing, but you got to know what you're doing. Boats are even more. I don't do boats, but I know fiberglass exteriors like that. But detailing boats is a huge thing, not only outside the hull, but doing the inside. So, you know, you have the equipment, you've got the pressure washer, do a little bit of research, find out how to be a boat detailer, or maybe not detailing, maybe you're just rinsing them off, just giving them a quick, you know, getting ready for the weekend. Same thing with the RV. I'm not detailing this thing. I gave it it's just a big car wash, basically, is what I did. If you're doing like the fleet washing, the full-on thing like I was talking about, I've done other videos where I wash like excavators and dump trucks and things like that. That is dirty, greasy work. Talking about doing engine bays and things. A hot water pressure washer will definitely do a lot better. I had one before and that thing was put to work. Like you can make steam, diesel fired hot water burner, really melt some grease. You really need some chemicals for that too. But doing those things, that's big money too. And then just putting them as add-on services. Your customer's got an RV, a boat, think about something like that. You can, you know, I'm doing a house, a gutter, and a patio, and I just added a couple $100 for doing the RV, and it took me, you know, 35 minutes. So now I'll go over and do the house and the gutters and everything and finish this one up. And I do this at least once a year to this thing. I think sometimes they've skipped, but you know, it's good to have added on to your services. expand more. Don't just be fighting everyone in those Facebook groups for doing cheap house washes. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks.